Okay, I think we're live now. So yeah, hello, welcome back to the Football Rundown. We're obviously live now with the full-time results. Stockport County have beaten Shrewsbury Town 2-0 in what was, in the end, a decent game of football. I don't think it was the best first half, to be honest, from us. I don't think it was the best of games in the first half from either set of teams. Um, but obviously, County got away with it. We got the job done with the first goal, Ethan Pye. That kind of set the tone in terms of the second half, and we were the better team in the second half. You know, we had to do a bit of defending in the first half. We had to try and cut out some potentially threatening balls into the box in the first half. We generally defended okay. I thought Callum Connolly did okay. You know, in this game, and I think he might have had a bit of an injury issue at the end, a bit of a knock perhaps, maybe. Hopefully nothing too bad. We obviously saw Jay Mingy come into the equation as well late on, which I think was a good sign for County, for the weekend. But we got the 2-0 win. That's the most important thing. I don't think it was the best of performances tonight, but it was an acceptable performance tonight. And like I say, we got the 2 goals and we got the clean sheet, which is exactly the two things that I asked for. I said it would be a 2-0 win for County, or predicted a 2-0 win for County, and that's exactly what we got. Obviously decided to move the stream further ahead from 10 o'clock to, initially 9:30, then realised there was going to be a bit of added time as well. Hence why the time changed, and hence why we're now live at this time instead, which I think we're all going to have to get used to how it works. Like I say, quarter to 10 is probably the best time for me to schedule it going forward. But yeah, I mean, I just think, 2-0, like I say, not the best of games, not the best of football to watch, but it's the result. It's the result we needed going into Saturday. We needed to win. We needed to sort of stop the rut, if you like, in terms of the draws and obviously the one defeat to Leighton Orient. We needed to go and win today, and that's exactly what we done. So it wasn't the best of performances, but it's an acceptable enough performance. And the main thing is we got the 2 goals, we got the clean sheet. Hadai will be happy. The 2 goal scorers will be happy, and obviously Dave Chandler will be happy with 3 points on the board as well from this. So. And I also believe it's the first time we've won at that ground as well. We've never done it before, so yeah, I'm happy overall with it. Like I say, I think it was all about setting ourselves up well for the weekend, and we've come through that game relatively unscathed. So quite happy with that, to be honest. Like I say, first half was not the best of performances. In fact, I had a few comments at half time actually. So Danny said earlier at half time, Shrewsbury made me nervous in that first half. And someone said at a glance, it looks like the lineup is set up to defend a 0-0 draw. Well, obviously, that didn't happen. And I think quite rightly, some people felt nervous at half time from the way that Shrewsbury approached the game. Like I say, they asked questions of us to start with, but we came through that unscathed, and like I said, we got the goal on the brink of half time, which was a very decent goal actually. It kind of fell to Ethan Pye, who isn't a prominent goal scorer, but he struck it like one in that moment. So yeah, a very very decent goal from him, and a very decent set of 3 points really for us. This is what Nick's had to say. A comfy win with a B-side, even though we scored 2. I think we lacked a clinical edge up front. One scored, but wasteful as well. Well, yeah, I mean, quite rightly, we pointed out the fact that it's a B-side with a lot of changes, 6 changes from the weekend. We did score 2. We didn't look particularly clinical. I agree with that. I thought Jack Diamond played all right today actually, but he had a chance to go, to go and get a second for us before that, and it didn't quite come off. In fact, I think he was running away, to go and celebrate, thinking he'd scored, and it just it didn't quite fall for him. I think how he thought it was going to go. Wootton had a good few chances before that. Even that chance he did take, he initially missed, and had a few chances, a few bites at the cherry on. So yeah, I think he'll be happy with the goal, but I don't think he came on and made the most of the chances he got, which I think says a lot about the chances that were created. I just want to talk about Lewis Fiorini quickly as well, because he looked off the pace on Saturday, but when I thought today he did okay. The first goal comes from a free kick in which he took, so credit where it's due. I thought he did a lot better today than what we'd seen of him. And as you'd expect when you win 2-0, most of the players looked better than they did at the weekend. Most of them probably looked better than they did last weekend. So yeah, I think winning breeds confidence, and those players will be confident. That's for sure. Um, Adaramola looks calamitous, no sense of danger or positional awareness. We're going to get that with young players, aren't we? It's like what we were saying before about Barry not being particularly good off the ball or defensively. It's going to come with young players, but I suppose it's more worrying when it does come from a left back or someone who's meant to be playing left back. Probably, maybe partly, if I'm going to make an excuse for him, maybe it's to do with the fact that he's just come back from injury. Um, would that change your sense of danger or positional awareness? I don't think it should do, but then I wouldn't know. That's the only thing I can think of, is maybe it's a little bit of a shock to the system for him, having been out injured. He came off, obviously. Baltore came on, AB Toure came on. We made quite a few changes at once. We made 4 changes at once, which I thought was a surprise, to be honest. I thought it was a little bit strange to make that many changes. It obviously paid off in the end. Wotton came on as one of those 4 subs, I think, and he got the goal, which solidified the the 2-0 win for us. But I don't know. I just thought when you're making that many changes at once, it's a kind of a little bit like an admission of did I maybe get the starting 11 slightly wrong because he brought in Norwood and that who he had dropped. So I'm not too sure. Surprised Mellon wasn't given a run out to get a chance to stretch his legs. Yeah, I am, to be honest. Given that we gave Mingy and a few other players minutes off the bench. Not saying that those players shouldn't have had minutes off the bench, by the way, but yeah, I agree that it would have been nice to have seen Mellon get a few minutes and try and show what he's all about. But he'll get that opportunity. He's only been back in the matchday squad over the last 2 games, so I'm sure he'll have ample opportunity to show what he can do over the next few months. To be honest, so yeah. I just don't think he's a fullback. He's a winger who can't defend. I'm not too sure about his position. My understanding when he came in was that he was a wing back or a full back. I'm not aware if he's a winger or not. I don't know where he played at in Belgium last season, or where he's played for is it Crystal Palace? I couldn't tell you, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's he didn't look comfortable. He didn't look comfortable, and I think that's why Challoner made the change. But like I say, it was a little bit of a warning sign when we saw 4 subs being made at once. I've got to be honest, but like I say, it's not that important. One of those players came on, and as I say, he got that second goal, which kind of killed the game for Shrewsbury. It basically meant that we had the win at that point. That second goal coming at the time in the game in which it did. It killed any hope they would have had of getting a point from it. And like I say, in the end, I don't think we played brilliantly, but I didn't think we needed to. Shrewsbury were, they started well, but I thought, after an initial good start, they were fairly poor, to be honest, and they made it quite easy for, as Nick said, a B-side. So yeah, Luke McDonald said, great win. It's a great win. It's not a great performance, but it was a great win. Did you watch? Yes, I did. I watched it on Sky Sports. So yeah, like I say, not the best of performances, but it's a win. And like I say, we go into the game on Saturday now against Wigan at home a lot more confident, because we've finally got that win that we needed. Like I say, if we hadn't won today, it would have been quite a long time since the last time we failed to win 5 league games in a row. 5th place, but yeah, it's a lot better than being 9th or wherever we were before that. Like I say, we can turn around. We can use this as a bit of momentum now going forward. Has been a difficult few weeks with the results, but every game is an opportunity to turn it around, and we've done that today. Can we keep it up against Wigan on Saturday? That's what we hope for. Like I said, I don't think we had any major injury issues off the back of that, so I think we come through it relatively unscathed, and that'll be the most important thing, because we're trying to give minutes to these players. We're trying to use our squad as best as possible. And like I say, because of the results over the last few weeks, Challoner said, "Well, there you go. We've got a few players here that, maybe deserve minutes, and they've had they've used those minutes and they managed to get a win. Don't think the performance was the best, but they've done their best, and they've provided us with a win, which we haven't had for quite a few games now. Blackpool drew and Wrexham lost. I've not checked the other results, to be honest. But Blackpool have been on brilliant form since Steve Bruce went in. I think they've been unbeaten. They remain unbeaten if they drew tonight. So yeah, they're unbeaten since he went in. So it's an interesting one, actually. I was going to talk about that on the channel. I've got a video coming up about that potentially, about Blackpool and the form they've been in since Steve Bruce took over. That should be coming up at some point if I have a chance to do that. And Wrexham losing, you know, fair enough, fair enough. They've already lost that unbeaten run that they had when Birmingham beat them. Mansfield won. I'll go check the results in a sec. Wasn't our best, but enough to win, and that's all that matters. You know, if you're playing a 46 game season, you're not always going to put in 10 out of 10 performances, and these are the kind of wins which you need when things aren't going well. Can you find a way to win? And we did that. Nick saying Sam Byrne reporting Collar is out for 2 weeks, which makes the Powell omission even more surprising in a B team setup. Sam has promised to ask the question, so hopefully some clarity on the way. I've not seen that, but so is he going to ask about what's going on with Nick Powell, because that's what we all want to know, isn't it? And even about Owen Bailey, to be honest, because he hasn't been featuring much. Like I said earlier, a load of people singing his name on Saturday didn't get the opportunity to come on, I don't think so. Yeah. I thought they were better than the results show. Thought they were better than their results show. What, Shrewsbury? I thought they were okay to start with, but I don't think that they made the most of the chances they had in the first half, and I think they were kind of hoping, if we start well, try and put County under a bit of pressure, get an early goal, we can maybe ride with that. But I just think they gave as much as they got, and then they weren't able to get the goal they wanted in that time, and the momentum swung our way. And like I say, Ethan Pye getting that goal, that unlikely goal on the brink of our time, gave us the perfect opportunity to go in half time 1-0, probably against the odds a little bit, and we just go from there. And like I say, on a good day for us, on a day where we are clinical, on a day where we are ruthless, with the quality we've got, we do probably win that by 4 or 5, to be honest. Because I thought Shrewsbury were that poor and that much there for the taking. That, as I say, if they came up against a really ruthless team, they would put them to bed, and I think that's what's happened on 6 or 7 occasions now already in League One this season. So, yeah, they're definitely a team to beat, Shrewsbury, and obviously even our B side have done that. So, I think what's going to be interesting, and Luke's touched on it here, he said I think we can beat Wigan, and I was just going to make that point is, we've won tonight. What kind of a team do we now put out against Wigan? Because, Nick's regarding this as sort of a B team, and it is a B team. It's not our strongest 11. It's not the 11 we've had out week in, week out for the beginning of the season. What kind of a team do we now start against Wigan on Saturday? Do we keep Fiorini in? Do we keep Fevrier in, who I thought actually did okay, but didn't have quite the impact I was hoping he would have? Do we keep these kind of players in? Do we keep Wootton on the bench, for example? Do we start Jack Diamond? Do we bench Louis Barry? Do we go with a similar team to what we went with tonight against Wigan at home? Interesting. Stuart's saying Wigan won 3-0. I've not checked any of the scores, so this is all. I'll go and check them afterwards. I'm fully focused on the county game as I'm doing this now. Once I finish there, I'll check the results. So I'll just have a quick look now, actually, whilst we're live. League One results. So I think one of them is still going ahead. I think the Reading game's still going ahead. It says in 96th minute they're beating Burton 3-1. So Burton still haven't won a game yet in League One this season. Then Cambridge again, also not won. So Barnsley drew 2-2 at home with Wickham. Blackpool drew 1-1 with Lincoln. Lincoln are sending off. Obviously, County beat Shrewsbury. Bristol beat Charlton 3-2. Wrexham lost 1-0 to Stevenage. That is a bad loss for them, especially drawing with Leyton Orient at the weekend. Leyton Orient lost 1-0 to Exeter, even though Exeter had a sending off. Northampton lost 4-2. Birmingham won again against Huddersfield. That's a huge game. It's a big game for Tuesday night. Do you not think? Birmingham against Huddersfield. Wigan beat Peterborough 3-0. Mansfield won 2-0. Yeah, so other teams have done pretty well, apart from obviously Wrexham. Luke's saying, I think we can beat Lincoln, Reading, Northampton. I think we can beat Lincoln, Reading, Northampton, and draw against Wickham. Right. Okay. So you're saying 10 points from the next few games? Lincoln's away. Northampton, I think, is at home, and Wickham is at home. I'm looking at doing Lincoln away, actually. Not doing Northampton. I'm doing Wickham. So, yeah, I mean, I'd take points from them. Charlton as well. Yeah, I was just about to remind him of that. We face Charlton, don't we? On the 19th, I think, of October. some big games. It's a big month. October, to be honest, we've got loads and loads of games in October. It's going to be, how we start this month and how we end it will be very interesting. We obviously started with a win. How do we look at the end of this month could be quite telling because, like I say, it's a tricky month. We're playing a different, a variety of set of different teams. It'll be very interesting. Like I say, I think November's interesting as well. We've got Bolton and Wrexham at home in sort of mid-November as well. So yeah, very interesting next few months. I feel like the season's really going to get going now. Obviously, we had the postponement with the Reading game at the beginning of September. But I think now games are coming thick and fast. We've got midweek games as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Are you going Saturday? I am. I'm going against Wigan. Happy birthday, Dave Chalner. Wasn't even aware it was his birthday, to be honest, so he'll be happy with that. Though he didn't look happy on the sideline at times. I've got to be honest about that. And when he made 4 subs, I thought, well, that's not the kind of changes you make. If you're happy with the performance, we're 1-0 up. We haven't played that well. To make 4 changes like he did at that point in time, obviously wasn't very happy, which is fair enough. And I think he's right to be. I think we should have been demanding a better performance than that, to be honest, given that I felt Shrewsbury were there for the taking. But like I say, 2-0 win. I'm happy with it. It's 3 points on the board. It's more, it's 3 points more than what Wrexham have got on the board from tonight. So yeah, we'll take it as it comes. Birthday tomorrow. Actually, he's 50. Wow. Well, it's a landmark birthday, that, isn't it? It's the big 50 to get a 2-0 win the night before. Fair play. Well, happy birthday to him for tomorrow. Then I wasn't aware it was his birthday. I'm sure County will be putting something out on their social media tomorrow on that. Stephen has said get in. Yeah, I think it's just the win we needed to get that positivity flowing again going into the weekend. We always want to be positive going into games, but particularly home games. Especially given the last time we played at home, it wasn't positive at all. So yeah, according to Flash Score, we had 6 yellow cards. I thought the ref was handing out yellow cards like confetti to county players actually tonight. I can't remember who it was who got booked now. I think Camps was booked unfairly at one point in the game. There was another point maybe after that where I think one of our players received the booking, but before that we probably were fouled twice in the build-up to that and nothing was given. So yeah, it didn't matter too much in the end, but I don't think the ref was that great, to be honest. International weekend coming up. Is our fixture under threat? Torre will be getting a call up, I assume. Good point. I've not heard anything about Torre. Is that for the Wickham game then? That must be for the Wickham game. Yeah, next Saturday. I tell you, I'd be devastated if we had that game called off. And I made a comment about this when Reading had the game postponed because of their international call-ups. I think unless it's a load of call-ups, really games should go ahead. So it would be wrong of me now to say let's call it off because Torre's going to get a call-up if that does happen. I think really we should be forced to play the game unless 5 or 10 players are out due to call-ups. Then really it should play. That's what a squad's there for. So if it's just Torre who's missing for us, I'd like to think we'd play the game, to be honest. Stuart's saying ref was poor. Yeah. Clearly a home biased. Probably, possibly. Yep, Wickham game, mate. Yeah, I'd be devastated if that one got called off as well because we already had the Reading game called off, haven't we, so far this season. Middleton, the ref does like yellow cards. I remember him against Mansfield when he did not send off a player. Sent off a player for Mansfield after Kyle's ACL. Was that on New Year's Day when he picked up that injury potentially? Don't think the ref was that great tonight anyway. That's for sure. Ref booked Camps for simply throwing his hands up in despair. Ref had gone full authoritarian mode. I mean, I think referees nowadays. Look, we've got to be careful with how we criticise referees because ultimately, for us to have a game of football between two teams, we've got to have a referee. And the more that we criticise referees, the less people are going to want to become a referee. But you've also got to call it and say how it is when when wrong decisions are being made. Referee decisions at the moment, from top to bottom, from the Premier League to grassroots, it just looks a mess. I mean, we've had the absolute nonsense last weekend in the Premier League with Arsenal and City, sendings off, 2 yellow cards going out to Trossard for a minor shirt grab and then kicking the ball away, sending off for that, for not even putting in a tackle, we sent off. We had the one on Sunday in the United Tottenham game where a player slips and it was given as a red card, straight red. It's just ridiculous. Like tonight, Camps was booked for absolutely nothing. Called off for the one call up, I doubt it. Yeah, that's what I would say. I think we should just play it on. Like I say, unless it's a huge amount of players that are being called up, really the game should still go ahead in my opinion. But anyway, I think, like I say, really pleasing win today. Wasn't the best performance. It didn't need to be. We just need to get back to winning ways. We've done just that. And I'm excited now going into Saturday. And I'm excited what team we're going to go with on Saturday, which I will be going to. So we'll have the match squad going up probably by Saturday night. I want to thank everyone who's tuned in to this post-match live and also the pre-match live as well. We will have the match preview for Wigan coming up as usual, probably on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. Just before I go, Born the 80 said, good win, relegation battle for Shrewsbury, 100%. Honestly, I don't know loads about all these teams in League One, but looking at their league position, looking at how bad they played today, they're definitely in for a relegation battle. Is it Wickham? It's if Wickham have 3 call-ups, Stuart, they can play the system. Yeah, like I say, if they don't fancy playing us, let's say we win against Wigan. Do we have another game between Wigan and Wickham? I don't think so, but let's say we win the next 1 or 2 games before Wickham. They're not going to fancy playing us. Let's say they've got 3 call-ups. They can easily just say, oh yeah, we got call-ups, we don't want to do it. So yeah, on that note, I'm gonna call it a night. So yeah, thanks. Like I say, thanks to everyone who's tuned in pre and post match, and we will have the match preview going up on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that on the channel. Like I say, if you are new, subscribe, like the video as always. Thanks for the comments. Keep an eye out as well. We will have the vlog coming up on Saturday evening once the game's finished. I'll try and edit it as quickly as possible for you guys. And yeah, as I say, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.